All right, let's jump right in. We're going to talk about a concept that is, to put it mildly, a complete redesign of human civilization. It's called electric technocracy, and it's a pretty radical vision for our future. We're talking about a world with no nations, governed by a mix of artificial superintelligence and every single citizen having a direct say. So, is this a technological paradise in the making, or something else? Let's break it all down. So, you might be asking, why would anyone even come up with something this extreme? Well, to get that, we have to look at the problems it claims it can solve. The whole argument is that our current way of doing things, our systems, they're just not cutting it when it comes to the biggest crises we face. I mean, think about it. For as long as we've had countries, we've had war. Conflicts between nations, conflicts within nations. It's a constant cycle of suffering and chaos all over the planet. And then there's the big one, right? Climate change. We've had decades of warnings, countless conferences, and yet we're really struggling to get our act together for a global solution to a problem that, let's be honest, threatens every last one of us. And what about poverty? We live in an age of unbelievable wealth and technology, yet billions of people are still trapped in poverty. Our systems for making and sharing things often seem to just make the gap between the haves and the have-nots even wider. You know, woven through all of these problems is this powerful sense of division. We're so fragmented politically, ideologically, it makes working together on these huge challenges feel, well, pretty much impossible sometimes. So when you look at all these massive tangled problems, it's easy to feel a bit hopeless, right? And that leads to a huge question. What if our systems are the real problem? What if we need to just toss out the old blueprint and design a new one from scratch? And that is exactly where this idea of electric technocracy comes into the picture. This isn't about small fixes or reforms. No, this is about replacing the whole structure with something totally different, something built for the world we live in now. So the core idea here is pretty wild. It says, let's just get rid of nation states. Gone. In their place, you'd have one unified global government managing everything. But, and this is a huge but, it's not some kind of global dictatorship. The whole point is that decisions would be based on cold, hard data and science, and every person on the planet would get a direct vote. Okay, you're probably thinking, how on earth would that even work? Well, the engine behind this whole system is a proposed artificial superintelligence, or ASI. Now, don't think of it as a ruler. Think of it more like the ultimate, completely neutral advisor. Its only job is to analyze incredibly complex problems, like, say, resource management, and then present the best possible solutions for humanity to choose from.
And this brings us to maybe the most revolutionary part of this whole model. It's a system of government that completely does away with politicians and politics as we know it. The goal here is to basically engineer human error out of government. You know, all the things that drive us crazy: corruption, lobbying, bias, politicians just thinking about the next election. Instead of all that, you'd have a system that runs on impartial data, always aimed at what's best for everyone in the long run.
The actual process for making decisions is meant to be super simple and transparent. It's just a three-step loop. Step 1, the AI does all the hard work, analyzing a problem and running simulations on all the possible outcomes. Step 2, it proposes a few of the best, most optimized options. And Step 3, we, the people, humanity, vote directly on which way we want to go. It's basically direct digital democracy on a planetary scale. Okay, so that's the government part. But what about daily life? Well, the vision here is just as big. It's about totally transforming our economy to create a world of abundance, a world where things like poverty and scarcity are just history. So how do you pull that off? The new economic engine has a few key parts. First, a universal basic income, or UBI. Everyone gets what they need to live, no questions asked. And it's paid for by taxing the incredible productivity of all the AI and robots doing the work. This completely changes the game. It means you no longer have to work just to survive. You can pursue what you're actually passionate about, whether that's art, science, or just building your community. This new economy introduces a really fascinating idea, and it's kind of like having a genie in a bottle. In this world, human imagination is the real engine of creation. If you can dream it, technology can make it real. So just imagine this for a second. You have an idea for, I don't know, a new kind of chair or a cool sculpture. You just describe it to the AI then designs it, perfects it, and an automated factory somewhere prints it out or builds it for you, on demand.
It basically means every single person becomes an inventor, a creator, with the keys to a global factory in their pocket.
So, we've redesigned government, we've redesigned the economy, but this blueprint doesn't stop there. It actually goes one step further and aims to redefine what it even means to be human.
The toolbox for this is filled with some pretty mind-bending stuff. We're talking about using technology to move past our biological limits. Things like CRISPR to edit our genes and get rid of diseases forever, brain-computer interfaces that could literally merge our minds with AI, advanced cybernetics, artificial organs, you name it. The goal isn't just to live longer, but to become more capable. This desire to overcome our limitations, even death itself, it's not new at all. It's one of humanity's oldest stories. From the ancient epic of Gilgamesh to legends of the Fountain of Youth, we've always been chasing it. The difference is, now science is starting to take that dream seriously, with actual goals like longevity escape philosophy, the theoretical point where science can extend your life for more than a year for every year that you're alive.
And look, I know this all can sound like it's pulled straight from science fiction, but these aren't just fringe ideas anymore. They're being debated in very serious circles. As Time magazine put it when they were talking about the singularity, these are serious hypotheses about the future of life on our planet, and they demand our careful attention.
So we're left with this incredible picture, a world with no war, no poverty, no disease, an electronic paradise where we have everything we want and live for a very, very long time. But it forces us to ask some really profound questions. What do we lose when we let an AI do our thinking for us? What does being human even mean when we can rewrite our own biology? What is the real price of a perfect world?